What's going on, everybody? Spaceballs here. Welcome back to another Kingdom of Heroes video. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about Hildegard. Now, she's so amazing. You guys know I slept on crafting her for probably the first 4 weeks of playing this game, and it was a big mistake, guys. So now that I have her fully built, 6-starred, level 70, and I've been using her all over the game, and she is just amazing. So what I want to do today is kind of go over her, the build I have on her, and kind of just put her in some teams and just show you guys how OP she actually is. She can actually farm 7-1, no problem. It does take her a little bit. It's usually like 2 to 2.5 minutes, but she can do it no problem. So for like a free-to-play player that might not have like Esperanza because they picked Igwe or something like that, they will eventually be able to craft Hildegard and should be able to use her as a farmer if needed. So before we get into some action, let's pull her up on the screen. There she is, first one on the list. Now just keep in mind, guys, my runes still aren't the best runes. I have decent runes, but they're nowhere near end game runes yet. And I kind of just threw runes on her just to test her out. And with this build here, she's actually doing amazing work for me on defense. She can be a farmer. I can throw her in pretty much any rune dungeon team. I use her in TOA. I use her in PvP. I can use her on offense, defense. It doesn't matter. Hildegard is just that type of hero that you can literally just throw into anything. So now you can see our overall stats here. We got 5538 for HP. We got 1031 for attack. 907 for defense. Now the defense is something I want to work on. The rest of our stats I'm actually pretty happy with. But the defense I'm not really too happy with. That is the one thing I want to work on with her and maybe get like 20% more accuracy. Then we got our 175 speed. The crit rate and crit damage doesn't really matter too much. I mean, you could put some more crit rate on her, maybe get a little bit more damage out of her, but I feel like it's the resistance, accuracy, speed, and HP that you need to worry about most, especially if you don't have like really good runes yet. So hence the build that I have on her now. And let's go over each slot here. We got the slot 1, we got HP 19%, accuracy 5%, crit damage, which we really don't care about. It's just the rest of the rune was so good, and it's a 6-star rune. So I had to go with it. And then we got the maxed HP 81 and we got 4 speed ignite. Actually a perfect rune for her except for the crit damage. If that crit damage was resistance, this would be a perfect Hildegard rune. Then we got the slot 2, which is HP. Then we got ignite speed again. Then we got accuracy, HP, attack, and crit damage. The attack and crit damage we don't really care about. But because it's a percentage rune and has accuracy and flat HP, I went with it because I'm sure you guys know you don't get too many of these percentage runes. Most of the time it's flat or just something else that you don't want. Then we got the slot 3, which is resistance, 26% accuracy, so that is exactly why this rune is on her. Then we got speed and HP and crit rate. This is actually, once again, a perfect rune for Hildegard because you want to make sure you're synergizing your stats. Like I always tell you guys, stats over sets. And as you notice, we do have her on Vampire Life, which is actually a really good set for Hildegard. I would like to switch the Life eventually for a counterattack set because her A1 is super strong and it is a defense break and it is an area effect, which hits one enemy and then the enemies next to that enemy, just like Esperanza. Then we got the slot 4, which is speed. I want to change this eventually as well and get a 6-star, maybe with some more resistance and accuracy. We do have ignite, resistance, accuracy, defense, crit rate. Again, it's not a bad rune for Hildegard at all. It fits her perfectly and the stats that I'm going for. Just keep in mind there is many builds for Hildegard. I just feel like this is probably the most general build that you want to go with so you can use her pretty much everywhere. And then we got slot 5, which is resistance, attack, HP, attack, accuracy, ignite. I'm sure you guys are seeing a trend here with resistance, accuracy, and HP. Those are the most important stats you want on her. Now, the slot 6, I have resistance. This was just a really good resistance rune. It has 10 speed, 14 accuracy, ignite, HP, and then we got the attack and attack, which we don't really care about too much. Eventually, I want to change this for HP percentage and get more resistance in the substats. But that's going to be further down the road when I have late game runes, or should we say better runes. And it's really nice having her on a vampire set because she just self-sustains herself so well. She does fantastic in TOA. as a farmer. Pretty much anywhere you stick her on a vampire set, she is going to do great work for you. I kind of look at vampire and the stun set kind of as the best two sets in the game because they are super strong in this game, especially a stun set because it's kind of like their violent set because you can't violent out of a stun. If you stun somebody, they're pretty much losing their next turn. So to me, that's equivalent to a violent proc, which makes it super strong. If I could get her on a stun set, I absolutely would. I just don't have it right now. It is actually on my Igwe. So maybe in the future, I will switch it off my Igwe onto my Hildegard. But for today, I wanted to stick with the vampire life set because I feel like a lot of you guys will have this because they give you a lot of free vampire sets in the beginning. Plus, life is really easy to farm. Now, we can go over the skills quickly here. We got the attack lead 29% for all water allies. Then we got the A3, which is a shared damage. This is only for one ally. She puts the shared damage on them. And then whenever that ally gets hit, so let's say you have a mud spell or some type of nuker on your team, you put this on them. And then every time that ally takes damage, she will receive 50% of it. And as you see, you have her built as a tank, so that works really well. Then you got the A2, which is super strong. I mean, if you look at the range and sub-target on this skill, it is pretty much provoking the entire enemy team. Very, very strong. And it's what makes Hildegard so strong in TOA, Arena, pretty much all PvP, PvE content because it's just super strong. And that's why I say I would like to put a stun set on her because look at all these targets that she's hitting. So if she was stunning as well, it wouldn't matter if she missed the provoke because then she would stun them. And then we got the A1, which is also an amazing A1. She hits a target enemy, but then she hits the sub-targets next to it. And this will reduce their defense. This is at 40%, goes up to 65%, and goes up to 2-turn defense break, which is amazing A1. Okay, so that's the build and skills for Hildegard. Let's just pull up her stats one more time here. And then let's take her into some action. Again, I would like to have more defense. The only issue I have with this build right now is the defense. I would like to get about 200 more defense on her, and then I'd be so happy with this build. And like 20% more accuracy. But for where I am in the game, this is actually a really strong build for her. Just remember, guys, if you can't get these exact stats or the exact set that I have on her, just always go stats over sets and kind of target for your rune quality that you have. Don't drive yourself crazy trying to, push these stats if you can't. Just keep farming, keep grinding. As you guys know, the grind is real. You will get there eventually. I promise you that. So let's bring her into 7-1 campaign so I can kind of show you guys that she can get the job done. It is a little slow, but she does it no problem. That is the thing. Let's put her in and let's just farm up some food. Let's farm my aunt. She has no runes on her. Let's farm up Isid. Isid has no runes on her. Just show you so you guys know. And let's farm up Penelope. And none of these heroes have no runes on them. I'll just show you real quick. Okay, let's take her in. Now, a few things I want to go over with why this run is going on. And a lot of questions people have been asking me is, why can't I farm 7-1 campaign? And the thing with it is, 7-1 campaign is super endgame, guys. Like, don't worry about farming 3-1 campaign or 1-1 campaign as you're grinding up your 6 stars. Because if you're trying to go right into 7-1 campaign, it's going to be really hard for you. And to farm it like 7 seconds to 15 seconds consistently is almost impossible, especially early to mid game, because you need like the best runes, the best stats, and it's not something you're going to achieve right away. I don't think any of us are going to achieve it right away. And I think because a lot of people saw like Korean players doing these 7 to 15 second runs, everybody just assumed that they would be able to do it too right away. And I can promise you that is just not the case. Now, you can farm 7-1 no problem, but you're probably going to be right around that 40 to 2 minute area. And you are not going to be doing a consistent 20 to 30 second run or even a 10, 20 second run, whatever you want to call it. It is going to take you time. And it's going to take you really endgame runes to get there. So my recommendation for that is just farm 1-1 or 3-1 or 1-3 or 3-3. Whatever it is, you'll have like a 10 to 15 second run like mine is. And you will farm food just as fast as if you're doing 7-1 at a 40 5-second to 2-minute run. And just keep that in mind. Like, yeah, Medea is a really good farmer for this, but she's going to need really good runes. She's going to have to be close to 200 speed. She's going to have 2,000 attack. And these are just not stats you're going to be able to achieve right away. It's going to take time. So I would kind of just say leave 7-1 alone for a little bit. Focus on 1-1 and 3-1. And once you're farming 3-1 at like, 10 seconds consistently, then you can start, thinking about moving on to 7-1 and building a farmer to get you there. But just don't push yourself early game into 7-1 because it is an end game thing. And I think a lot of people overlook that. But as you can see, Hildegard does it no problem. So if you don't mind doing like a 2-minute run, Hildegard is your girl. She's going to do it for you no problem. As you saw, because she's built super tanky. She's got high resistance, high accuracy. So she's going to be able to burn through this campaign no problem. But again, that was 2 minutes and 21 seconds. I've done it with her in like 1 minute and 40 seconds because I was testing out some runs before the video. So she will be a really good farmer for this if you don't mind the 2-minute time. Same thing with Esperanza, same thing with Morgan, same thing with Igwe. They can all do it, but they're going to take, around that 1.5 to 2-minute mark. So if you're trying to farm food super fast, stick with 1-1 or 3-1. I like 3-1 personally. I do it in 10 to 15 seconds, and I do it consistently with Muzzspell. So I'm happy with that right now. I'm working on my Medea to farm 7-1, and I've been doing it, and I feel like it's never going to be faster than like 15 to 25 seconds. Maybe I'm wrong. When I get those legendary, 6-star runes, it will be faster. But I just wanted to let you guys know that, don't push yourself into 7-1. It's not going to come right away. It takes time. Focus on 3-1 first, and then eventually you will grow into 7-1. Let's take her into some PvP. And then we're going to wrap this one up. I don't want to make it too long, but I did want to get my point across that Hildegard is amazing in all parts of this game. TOA, the Rift, the Altar. I mean, just anywhere she is going to shine for you guys. So let's take her into a quick arena match, and then I'll take her into a Rift, and we'll close this one out. Okay, let's refresh here and go into a battle. Now, most people run Igwe, Esperanza, Morgan, and all of these units have potential to solo your team. And Hildegard is great for this because she dishes out so much damage, and the provoke, which pretty much takes a turn away from them. She's just so strong. Let's do this one here. Now, Igwe always has potential to solo your whole team, so you have to be super careful with him. Make sure you're bringing enough damage to take him out. Let's get rid of Irene here and just bring in more damage. We can actually go with Medea. Let's put Hildegard as the leader because she's got that 29% attack lead. And let's go with something for a defense break. Let's go with Apop. He might die really fast, but let's go with him. Now, whenever I auto arena, I get destroyed. Whenever I manual it, I do just fine. And I think it comes down to the tactical battling part. And it's the same thing for campaign. And it's always going to be unreliable because so many different things can happen when you're autoing. Things that you wouldn't do that the AI will do. The same reason it's so hard to get a 7-1 farmer consistent at like that 10 to 20 second mark because so many random things will happen with the AI. He'll start in the back or the hero will start in the front. Whatever it is, it's just the AI is really different in this game compared to other gacha games, especially in arena. So let's just bring Hildegard right up in the front here. And Hildegard is just so strong because if she gets her provoke off, they pretty much lose a turn. And in this game, it's not like they can proc out of it or anything like that. So I always like to put her in the front to take the damage. Apop we're going to put off to the side here. I'm going to bring Esperanza up here. I always like to keep my units kind of spread out. I don't like to put them too close together. Because, Igwe's got an AoE. Mudspell's got an AoE. Medea. And Ifrit. So you want to kind of keep your stuff spread out as much as possible. So let's just kind of bring Medea over here for now. Let them move up and then we will go in for some action. So now first thing, we're going to go for the provoke. I think if we go here, we can provoke them all. Now you see how strong that is, guys? Full area provoke. Insane. And if we hit this, they pretty much lose a turn. So we hit it 3 out of the 4, which is awesome. And then we can bring Apop up for the defense break and the speed slow. I don't think we'll be able to get all of them. I kind of want to get rid of this Mud spell more than anything. All right, let's go with Igwe and Morgan, because that really is our biggest threat. Muzzspell will be able to one-shot. A free, we should be able to one-shot. So let's see if we can't get a defense break on them, which we did. And now let's bring Esperanza in for the kill on Morgan. Perfect. And let's try to do some damage to Igwe, because if you're not careful with Igwe, guys, he will solo your whole team, because his counterattack and heal is so strong. So you have to be super careful with that. Now let's bring Media up and see if we can't block this Afreet up here. Maybe we should hit Muzzspell with this. I don't want to keep my units too close together because Muzzspell will one-shot us. So let's just hit Afreet here. Almost took her out. She's provoked, so she can't do much here anyways. Let's hit Afreet. Get rid of her. As you can see, Hildegard does huge damage. She's amazing. Let's see if we can get a speed slow on Muzzspell. Perfect. Now let's bring Esperanza here because she'll hit both of them at the same time. Let's try to get rid of this monkey. Very close. And since I haven't provoked, he can't really do much to us here. Now let's bring Media right up in here and get rid of the monkey. Bring her over here and just get rid of Igwe. Now the thing is, I've been sold by Igwe so many times. That's why I'm not going to auto here. I'm going to make sure we get the job done, because he has potential to literally solo your entire team if he's built properly. He'll just keep counterattacking and healing. It's just insane, really. I feel like they need to nerf him sooner than later because of how strong he actually is. Because as you can see here, he's actually doing work to us, which is insane when you think about it, because we have 4 units to this 1 unit, and he's just doing work. So be super careful with these Igwes, and here he goes. He always finds a way to move up in full heal. Now he's counterattacking, now he's healing. And as you can see, it's getting kind of scary here. Hopefully we'll be okay, because I've been soloed by Igwe so many times, not even going to lie. But we're good. So as you can see, Hildegard is just really good for a lot of things. Arena, offense, and defense being one of them because of that provoke. Totally takes a turn away from the enemy. So in my eyes, that's kind of like a violent rune if you think about it, because you're taking a turn, they can't proc out of it, and you're getting another turn, and they're losing a turn. So just an amazing A2, and the range on that A2 is insane. And now let's take her into the Rift, and we will wrap this one up. But yeah, if you haven't crafted your Hildegard, guys, craft her. Trust me, you will regret not crafting her sooner. And once you do craft her, you will absolutely love her. Trust me on that. Let's throw her into a silver dungeon here. I think I was using her in the silver dungeon yesterday just to test her out a little bit. So we can actually take out Prey and put in Hildegard. And this team should work perfectly. And yes, I recently pulled Apop. I'm absolutely loving him. He's so awesome. He's a little squishy. I'm going to switch his attack slot 2 to an HP percentage slot 2 sooner than later. And let's just throw this on auto. And it's probably my fault because I have him on like a damage build, and I probably shouldn't do that. I probably should just put him on an HP slot 2. But again, he's still amazing either way. But he always gets targeted by everything, I noticed. So I feel like having him more tanky than damage will do a lot better for me in a lot of these runs. And here you go with Hildegard. Full team provoke. Defense break on our A1. Share damage on our A3. So strong. And yeah, I'm just going to be using her for pretty much everything at this point. I'm sure she's going to be good in Altar Realm. I know she's going to TOA because I've already been doing floors of TOA with her. And I know if you're free to play, it might be a little hard to craft her. But over time, you'll be able to craft her, because you can just make the 3 stars or the 4 stars and then craft what you need to get her over time. I'm not saying rush into it, but just don't sleep on her. If you have the materials to do it, do it. As you see, game over. And if I took Apop out of this and put something else, maybe like a Prey, Hildegard would be sucking up most of the damage here. But that just comes down to, you know, what heroes you have built and what you're using in your dungeon runs. I'm going to be re-picking the winner for our random giveaway, because Vito has chose to give it back to you guys because he's an awesome, amazing person and so supportive of me and the community. So Brother Vito, thank you so much for doing that. We really do love and appreciate you. So I will be re-picking the random giveaway winner probably in the next day or 2. Right before this video, I will be posting the winners to the 1,000 sub giveaway. So good luck and congratulations to all 4 of you. We are still growing so fast here on YouTube, and I'm so grateful to you guys for it. So once we hit 1.5k subs, I will be doing another huge giveaway. We always have the random giveaway going on in this channel, so make sure you're subbed to the channel, you're liking, and commenting on all the videos to be a part of it. As you saw in video 1, the video only had like 17 comments on it. So that's why sometimes it makes it easier for, pillars of the community to win these giveaways, because there's not a lot of comments and the supportive people are always commenting on the videos. So that's why sometimes it might look like they're always winning, and that's because they're always active and doing their part for the community. If you want to follow me on Twitch and Discord, that is in the description as always. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Spaceballs out. Peace.